What's up, Dark Avenger Inc. Plus? It's Jay Algul coming at you with another review, and this time, thought I'd do something a little special in regards to, this month. And, of course, that book is the DC New 52 Valentine's Day Special, number one, Young Romance. I thought that this was actually a really good book, but I'll get into that after I show you guys the cover. Check it out. So, this cover features the New 52's most talked about power couple, Wonder Woman and Superman. Say what you want, love it or hate it, I personally love it, so I'm a fan of this cover. Um, Basically, let me break it down for you guys. This is an $8 book, big price tag, but it gives you, in my opinion, 5 really good stories and 1 meh story. But I'll get to that when I start breaking down each story. So the first story is called Think It Through. It's about Catwoman and how she first met Batman. Basically, it was on a Valentine's Day. She pulled a heist. Batman catches her, but then he sees her potential and he talks about how he sees her skill. And he sees that she has good in her. All she needs is practice and training and the right guide. If she just thought things through and thought about who she was stealing from and why, maybe they could work out and maybe, they could get closer. And then it flashes back to the present, and Catwoman's like, looking back on that, I still haven't really thought things through or listened to him. Maybe that's why I haven't really seen him lately. And then it says that apparently Catwoman will see Batman in Catwoman number 18, something like that. Let me tell you guys, I'm a huge Catwoman fan, Selena Kyle fan, but the New 52 kind of messed that up for me. This kind of gives me a glimpse of maybe maybe Nascenti is bringing back the Catwoman, or at least pieces of the Catwoman that Darwin Cook gave us, but it's not enough to make me jump back on board. But it was still a very good story, told very well, and the art was awesome, at least I think. That story is a very, very solid 4 out of 5. Um, the next story is called The Lighthouse, and this stars Aquaman and Mira. Pretty much, Mira finds this package of letters, and these are old letters between the original keeper of the lighthouse and the original keeper of the lighthouse's daughter and this sailor captain. And pretty much, Arthur, he's lived at this lighthouse with his father, and he's kind of just trying to, get it ready for a storm. And Mira finds these letters, and so she's reading them, and it's like this whole long love story about how this sailor fell in love with the lighthouse keeper's daughter, but the lighthouse keeper refused to let them be together because he felt that the sailor would always love the sea more than he loved her, and that since he refused to stay on land, he's not fit to be with his daughter. But the daughter persevered and kept writing letters to the man, and the sailor wrote back, and their love persevered. And Arthur says, according to legend, the lighthouse keeper's daughter's spirit is still there waiting for her long lost love. And she reads the letters, and it turns out that, like, weeks later, after sending some letters, the sailor captain's ship crashed when the lighthouse went out. And then the woman rushed out to sea to find, her love, and apparently she was washed away with the waves. But during this storm, Aquaman tells Mira to just go back, and then she's like, "No, you need to calm the waters. I feel something." And then she, at the very end, Aquaman's all panicked. Then she comes out of the water. She finds the mask of the wrecked ship that belonged to the sea captain, and Aquaman Arthur says, "I thought I'd lost you." And then Mira says, You never will. They kiss, and then it shows like a reflection of the spirit of the sea captain, who looks suspiciously like Arthur, and the lighthouse keeper's daughter, who looks a lot like Mira. And I thought that was just a really sweet moment. It was one of those aw type of things. Really good. Art was great. Give that story a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed that one. Um, the third story has to do with Batgirl, and it's called The Dreamer. Um, basically, Batgirl is on patrol, and she runs into this guy, and apparently she kind of is trying to steer this guy onto the right path, and to keep him from being perceived as a snitch, she kissed him, and ever since then, apparently this guy has been like fiending over Batgirl, and Batgirl's just like, nah, no, I can't do this. My work is too important, blah blah blah. But then he's like, I'd kick myself. That kiss was so amazing. I'd kick myself if I didn't ask you to do it one more time just for fun. She was like, just for fun? What the hell? And then they kiss again, and she's like, wow. And then she's like, even if I do like you, Ricky, um, it would never work out, especially not with someone in my line of work. And he's like, all right, well, you know what I look like. Maybe just one day, if you're in regular street clothes, you surprise me out of the blue. Ask me out. I'll feel lucky and cool. I know you're a redhead at least. So if you ask me out, just you, I'll get to know the real you, and maybe we can work things out. And then she just leaves and says, "Dream on, Ricky." Um, art was really good. It was written by the guy that was supposed to take over for Gail Simone but didn't. Writing was decent. It was a cute story, but it was nothing really kind of like Arthur and Mira's was. Um, this was a solid story, still enjoyable. The art was really good, so 3 out of 5. Nah, 3.5 out of 5. Still a really good story. The fourth story. I believe it's the fourth story. It could be the fifth story. No. It's the fourth. Well, excuse me if I mix this up, but I'm pretty sure it's the fourth story. It has to do with Midnighter and Apollo from Stormwatch, and it's called Soul Brothers. And it's just about them keeping their emotions and their relationship in check. Wasn't really interested in Stormwatch. I haven't really been interested in the Authority since Mark Miller left, so it was kind of meh. Um, 3 out of 5. It was enjoyable, but I wasn't really interested at the same time. The fourth, I mean, not, my bad. The fifth story is about Nightwing and Ursa Major. I have no idea who Ursa Major is, but they team up. And like, she's Ursa says, I'm lucky. You're lucky. I felt bad for you about getting dumped, and I invited you to partner up with me on this mission. And then Nightwing's like, I didn't get dumped. And then, they have fun teaming up as a superhero team and stuff like that. He tries to guess her background, and he's right. And he's like, we should do this again sometime. And he's like, how about tomorrow night? And then he says, I'll bring pizza. She's like, all right, cool. On one condition. He's like, what? No pepperoni. And Dick is like, not bad. Not bad, Grayson. Not bad at all. So he shows up the next day or next night with the pizza, and she's not there. So it kind of just leaves him hanging. This was decent, fun story. Again, the ending kind of was like, oh man, poor guy. Tugged at the heartstrings, but you feel bad for Dick. And so I'm gonna that kind of connected a little bit with me, especially since I love Nightwing. So I'm gonna give that one a 4 out of 5. Good story. And the last and final story, which I thought was the best, was the Superman Wonder Woman story called Truth or Dare. And basically, Arrows hooks them up at a restaurant. They have Diana and Clark have a date. and Clark is just talking about how, with this whole secret identity and Superman thing, I've had to lie to people I'm closest to when I, to keep them from being hurt. But when I'm around you, I don't have to worry about that. I can just be me, and they're having a heart to heart, and it's really sweet. And then it turns out the live music at the restaurant happens to be the sirens, and um, they're trying to break Diana's heart, and they even have Eros under their control. But then Diana uses the lasso to break Eros free. Eros helps Diana break Clark free, and then Clark, Diana, and Eros take out the sirens. Well, take down the sirens, like not kill them, but put them out of commission. And then he's like, I take part of. She's like, Clark, I'm sorry for this. Diana, I didn't mean to hurt you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's kind of freaking out. He's like, no, you didn't. You're fine. And then Arrow says, I take the blame for this Kryptonian. I take part of the blame for this Kryptonian, but I swear, I will come after you if you ever hurt my cousin, purposely. And then he takes his love pistols because in the New 52, Cupid does not have a bow. He has pistols. Eros has pistols, and he shoots Superman with the pistol. And then Arrow says, "You will never love another." And he's on the ground with this bullet in him, and magic affects him, so of course it's going to affect him. But at the same time, Diana's holding him, and she's like, "Clark, I wanted you to love me, but if you were to love me, I want it to be by your own choice." And he smiles at her and looks up and says, "But Diana," and it shows he caught the bullet, but it was. That was the single sweetest moments ever, man. That was great. That was really great. I'm a hopeless romantic, so I just ate that up. That was just really, really great. Loved it. Art was good. Story was good. And I just like that characterization of them as a couple. It's just really great to me. And in the back of the book, they have all these cheesy Valentines, which I think was like my second favorite part to the stories. Like there was one with Shazam that says, "Just say the magic word and I'm yours." Green Arrow says, "Cupid beat me to it." Catwoman says, "You're perfect for me." Um, there's some other cheesy stuff, but it's really great. It's just a lot of good nerd Valentines for you comic book couples out there. So it's a good little treat. I definitely say pick it up. This was great. Before I end this, let me go ahead and show some of the awesome interior art. I got a lot to show you guys. Check it out. So yeah, like I said, guys, the interior art is pretty awesome for these. These are some really good stories. I personally especially loved that last story, Truth or Dare, with Superman and Wonder Woman. I thought that was just extremely romantic, and oh man, I'm just a hopeless romantic. I eat this crap up. Huh. And I even got a little Valentine's for all you nerd couples. Nah, just kidding. I don't. Hopefully that doesn't come across as a negative connotation. But yeah, I think this is a really good treat, especially for all you comic couples out there. I know Mark and Chloe from Dark Adventure Inc. Plus, Fat Stack, you guys I think you'd enjoy reading this together. It'd be really sweet. I'm sure that anybody, single or not, if you enjoy romance, if you enjoy romantic stuff, I personally do. I don't know, maybe I'm just wired that way. Um, but I really enjoyed it. I say you should pick this up, especially if you've got a sweetheart who happens to be into comics as well. So this is J. Al Ghul saying, hope you guys pick this up and have a happy Valentine's Day reading this, even though Valentine's Day isn't this week. Hope you enjoyed this review. Subscribe to Dark Adventuring Plus if you haven't, and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, this is J. Al Ghul, and remember, once a comic book geek, always a comic book geek. Peace out, Dark Adventuring Plus. See y'all later.